everybody who's watching this, who happens to watch this, really. My name is Nathan Estrada. I do a bunch of drum covers. I even tried doing other videos. But one thing I never done is an EP, album, or single review of music. So I'm going to review Alignment's Orderly Chaos EP, which came out on Voxnox Records, I believe the 22nd of January of this year, if I'm not mistaken, but I know it's January. So I want to show you, what I think of this album. I know I'm not being sponsored by anybody, you know, to post this review. No, it's just my own doing. Like, I'm a huge music fan, as you can see. I even have LL Cool J and Dr. Dre in the corner up there, but that's not the point. So, why am I credible for this review? I'm into all kinds of music, man, all kinds, and I'm a musician. I mean, I like to play the drums on any kind of song. Like, oh, that would sound cool, and I feel like, not that I know what's good because it's me. No, I mean, like, I know what I like, and this EP just sounds more than what I like. It sounds like what I love. It sounds like I needed to hear this EP. Like, it was literally meant to be. Without further ado, let's get into it. First off, the title, Orderly Chaos. It just sounds like an organized mosh pit, or just organized crime. Or, it's orderly, but it's chaotic. It's pretty cool to think about. So, like, with that kind of name, you're gonna be thinking. At least I thought, like, okay, this has to be like this has to be loud. It has to be. I mean, EDM is, typically the louder, it's not better. But I mean, that goes with any kind of music. Any kind of music. Louder is not better. Faster is not better either. I'm thinking it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be a lot of things are gonna be going on because it's supposed to be chaotic. Chaotic. So that's what my first thing, my first thought of the title was. And I'm like, okay, like, and the song itself. I mean, we'll get into that. So now let's get into the songs. The first one being Orderly Chaos. There are 3 points to be made of this song, and these are just my points. Like, it's just so cool. Let's have a listen. So it starts out with a simple 4x4 beat, but what's notable about that 4x4 beat is the bass drum. It's so booming. It reminds me of Hard House, but like, it echoes in the distance, man, and like, it pumps me up. Bass drum notes, for some reason, they pump me up. The bass, like in a hip hop song, or even like, you know double, that kind of shit, like Slayer, fucking Angel of Death. That shit like that pumps me up. So, like, just the way it sounds, oh my god, it makes me want to dance, man. So then the house beat finally kicks in, but it builds up from there. That's the cool thing about this kind of music, man. It has one little, it's like a building blocks, and that 4x4 bass drum note, constant throughout each song. It's not just this song, each song of this EP, it's the building block, and then little things are added, maybe some sound effects, some hi-hats, snares, and then, like, it gets quiet. That's like the formula of this EP. It's really good. It's a really well used way of this formula. In my opinion, I think it is. So it has one melody, throughout the whole song, but there's one part where it just like stops, but the beat's going. The music is still going, and there's a second background, music background on top of it. Most of the song, and then there's one part where that second layer just becomes that first layer, and it's louder. It's louder, but it's crazy how it complements each other. Now let's move on to Future Dance Floor. Again, booming fucking bass notes, man. It's just, oh, it's literally the building block of this whole EP, which honestly, I think if it weren't for that sound of the bass drum, this EP wouldn't be that strong, as it is, It'd be, right now it's fucking buff, and without those notes, I think it'd be like some strong dude, but not super buff. Maybe like me. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. But around 148, that's when like things start coming together. The bass drum notes just are fucking louder. Like that's when the main melody starts, around 148, 150-ish of the song. And the bass drum notes are fucking heavy, and then, the melody goes down one step, and it just blends in so perfectly. It's so dark. Like Future Dance Floor it sounds like a dark song. It really does. But like I could imagine like a futuristic dance floor, just aliens and whatever the fuck, you know, whatever whatever they may call us. All of us dancing in a futuristic dance floor. I think that's fucking cool. With those like purple, pink grids, like how they did in the 80s, like for arcade games and shit like that. That would be that would I can't even speak. This is what it reminds me of. I will give that at first listen of this EP, I thought this song was the weakest. Yet, I mean, it's still amazing. Like that's how good this EP. That's how great this EP is. So it grew on me. It really grew on me, and oh, man, I don't know. We'll talk about which song is the strongest, the weakest later. Moving on to Into the Unknown. No time is wasted, and no space is like in no space. There's no empty space. It's all drums and music, dude. It just punches you in the face and just starts. Just it punches you in the face and starts dancing. What the fuck? But it just it's amazing how loud it is and how booming that bass drum note, those notes sound is just amazing. And then you have some like robotic sound effects in the background. It kind of reminds me of the Hellion of the Judas Priest. For some reason, I don't know why. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hellion wouldn't like EDM, but that's what it reminds me of. If anybody gets that reference, awesome. Then there's a 90s melody. It reminds me of the 90s era. I was born in 1996. Yes, I was a kid, you know. But you could still look up your history, whether it's you know anything about your country, anything about the world, or of course anything with music. But 90s trance and 90s house, damn, dude, like it is just so, it's so good, man. It's how can anybody not like it? I at least to me, I don't understand how a person would not like it. You know, if they're into pop, or like EDM, like I just don't understand it. Except for the brads that like just dubstep. 218, it's like you get to breathe, you get to soak in all what's going on, and just starts again. But there's when the drums come back in, not even a mosh pit. It's just a pit where you shuffle. Like maybe there's a shuffling mosh pit. I don't know, man. There's a first for everything. So who knows? There could possibly be something like that later. But that's what it reminds me of. Like so far, this EP is just mind blowing, mind fucking blowing. It's like when I heard "Kill 'Em All" for the first time by Metallica. It really is like that. For some reason, it's like that. The last part of Into the Unknown, the way it ends is the way it started. It like slowly goes back down. It doesn't build up. It breaks down, if you will. Excuse me. Back to where the building blocks were, and that's just amazing. It's like climbing a hill or a mountain, and then you're at the peak. It's fucking full volume, and you just want to dance your ass off. Next and last song is called Dark Space, which I consider it to be my favorite of this EP. It was hard choosing it, but the way that I, played it on my drums, I think it made me fall in love with it way more than the other songs, for sure. Let's have a quick listen. So again, beat starts, slowly builds up. Simple formula. I just love it. It never gets tiring to me. Never, never, never. The same thing with thrash. With death metal, that's a different thing. And then the main thing of this song that I can think of, around 2 minutes of the song, that's when it all comes together. And holy shit, man. It just reminds me of like being on a spaceship and just going through space. The dark part of it. I mean, all of it's dark, yes. Unless you're a flat earther, then you're on the wrong video to hear about this. But I think I could so imagine myself just roaming through space with this song on, the whole time. And I honestly, yeah, honestly, if you put any song, even the one you love, it would get tiring. But this is what I could imagine, what it sounds like. It's just so cool, man. It's just so good. It's ridiculous. Like sometimes I'm even speechless about this EP because it's fucking grand to me, man. It really is. It's like I discovered fire. I'm a caveman. I discovered fire, and man, I need to find some wood to keep that to I need to find some lumber. That's a better word to say. I need to find some lumber so I can keep that fire going, because it is kick ass. Alignment is great. So overall, this is what I think just 90s trance and house is. It's just revisiting in 2021 but staying. But the thing is about alignment, which I should have done in the intro, now I think about it, I totally forgot. Alignment has been around since 2015. but he's only released EPs, and he has about 6 hours worth of material. So to think about that, that's fucking crazy, man. You're just releasing EPs and you have all that music. Like, I don't even think Metallica had that much music in their first 6 years. So there's so much material out there. You know, if you like this EP, hell, you could find more. The latest one, Alignment. You know, he's from Germany, I believe. No, he's Italian, but the record company's from Berlin, Germany. The latest EP he did was last year called 1992, with songs 1992, 1993, 1994, and 1995. But they're all good, man. You know, that EP kind of reminds me of Prince when he did News, Northeast, West, South. Kind of reminds me of that in a way. What I didn't like, man, if only the songs were longer. That's my only complaint. Only complaint about this EP. And you know, I did hear a few of his songs, a few of Alignment songs before doing this video because I wanted to compare, and those songs are good. They're great actually. Alignment is just a great artist in overall, at least in my opinion. Those songs didn't grab my attention as fast. You know, they did, but not as much. Like, it's like that the strong chick dancing and the pulling, you know, the TikTok dancer. Hell, the orderly chaos is that chick, and she pulled me in. Like, it's just so it's amazing, man. I'm telling you, like, yes, I love this EP. My verdict is, drum roll. 9.5, I guess you can call them eyes, out of 10, because, man, it's near perfect. It's near perfect. And I don't think there's not even Master of Puppets was a 10 for me. I wish there was one more song, or at least one more song, in that album to make it a 10, because that was the standard in the 80s. But this album, man, is just the standard of a lot of house music right now. House, trance, hard house. I mean, yeah, it has a little bit of hard house elements to it. The bass drum notes, at least. So, like, honestly, this is a huge standard for me. Huge standard. So, if anybody's gonna be making this music, bruh, they need to step up their game, because this shit is fucking grand at its finest. My God, it's just I'm so blessed to to listen to this record. I really am. I love it. Well, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you watching this, because this is great. This is great music. I want to support underground music, as I've always, I've always supported that. So if you want to hear some badass house, trance, a little bit of hard house, then this is a perfect album for you, man. EP. So, like, go check that shit out. And in the meantime, after you check that album out, please check out my videos, my other videos. And please subscribe, because I want to post more content to more people. I mean, I'll still be posting content no matter what. But it'd be nice to be exposed. So please do that. I would highly appreciate that. And again, thank you for watching.